Who am I to say, you cheated, you have no morals, right? Am I judging you? Well, hello. Many of you know my name is Malena. I graduated from the University of Life, and I always say life is delicious. Today it's important that I tell you, many people have experienced this. I experienced, and that is why people cheat. Why people cheat. Okay, so when you get cheated on, it's not the same hurt like any other hurt. This one kind of, you literally feel like when your heart is like this, it goes into little pieces, literally in the inside. The pain is real, right? It hurts, and then it's difficult to get up again. It's like your entire world has shattered right in front of you, especially if you're married and you find out your husband cheated on you. Suddenly you start feeling, well, wait a minute, I was never enough. He stopped loving me. He stopped respecting me, or she stopped respecting me. And what about the children? What about the house? What about everything that we have built? Even if it's a boyfriend-girlfriend relationship, if you're a couple and then you get cheated on, there's something that kind of throws you off balance. Then the question comes like, am I not enough? Is it my fault? Is it me? What did I do, right? So the question is always, why people cheat? Why? And then I realized that the question is not why people cheat, but the question is what type of people cheat, right? For many years, there were times where I said, I can't be in this marriage anymore. I can't. And I had men approach me, wanted to date me. And in my head, I said, no, I'm married. I can't do it. I am married. Never in my thought or in my mind did it occur to me to cheat, even though I was not happy at home, right? It just was my upbringing. It was my morals, the way I grew up, the way I see the women in the family. They all just don't do that. We just don't do that. We just don't even think about it. Oh, I'm married. It doesn't even cross our minds, right? But the people that cheat have many reasons. One of them could be emotional, and there are several reasons. The emotional aspect of the cheater is they're dissatisfied, they don't have their needs met, they have lack of commitment, they falling out of love, they lack emotional intimacy, they desire for different women. And that is the emotional part of it, right? But then there's also a psychological part of a person that makes them cheat, right? Listen to this, is not justifiable, but this is what happens to the person that cheats. Based on several studies, based on several hundreds of people being asked what happened, right? The psychological factors is they have a very low self-esteem. They don't feel enough. They feel like, oh, this other girl at work gave me all this attention that when I get home, I'm taken for granted. Nobody even says, hi, honey, nothing. I get all this attention out there, right? And the self-esteem starts to get better, starts feeling better, right? Another one is fear of commitment, right? If you're in a boyfriend-girlfriend relationship and the person cheats, then they're having a fear of commitment. I don't want to commit to this person. I have all these feelings for this person, believe it or not. I having all these feelings for this person, but I'm afraid to commit. This is getting too serious. Let me go try something with a side chick or a side guy or whatever, right? And then you kind of destroy that beautiful relationship that you're building in a boyfriend-girlfriend relationship. It's like kind of sabotage that because you don't have the ability or the wanting to commit, or you're afraid to commit, right? It becomes too real when the everything is coming out wonderful and that fear takes over. They go and cheat, right? So used to say, no, I'm not that serious. No, I'm okay. I'm just, Another one is revenge. You did that to me, so you'll see. I'm gonna be with someone else, and when I come home, you won't even know what I'm doing. And you know you're cheating. Your partner doesn't know, but in your heart, you're thinking, I'm thinking the revenge. I'm getting revenge from this person. Finally, he's paying for what he did or she did to me, right? Through cheating with someone else. Even if you don't fall in love with the other person, which we're gonna talk about that. Another one could be addictions. Another one is lack of impulse control. Lack of impulse control to just go for it, right? Like, oh crap, I did it. Too late. It's done, right? Didn't think about it. It happened. We were at this party. My wife was out of town, or my husband was out of town, my girlfriend, and this happened. I had no control over it. That's what? Psychological factor, right? You don't control your impulses. Then another one is past traumas. Past traumas is you don't want to commit because you've been hurt in the past, and that cheater was hurt in the past and now doesn't trust anybody. So the relationship that comes into their lives comes and it doesn't really mean much, because it can go to another one and another one, and they have a very difficult time being exclusive into a relationship. The other one is unresolved childhood issues, right? You have a beautiful wife, children, home, and yet you go and look for someone else out there behind your husband's back or behind your wife's back. Why do you do that? Why did you do that, right? Did you feel like you're gonna get away with it, that nobody's gonna know? So you had some unresolved issues from the past where you're not able, or the cheater is not able to value what they have at the moment, because they think that they can get away with it and they can have their fun and enjoy and even probably love both. Because I remember a friend who told me, I love my wife, but I also love this one, the side chick. And I said, but what do you mean? Yeah, I love both of them. So what happened? What happened to that? What happened to his values, to himself? He doesn't even know what he wants. And one time the other one, the lover, left him. He was devastated. And I said, then leave your wife and go with this one, right? Since you don't love your wife, you're just gonna hurt the family. Oh no, I love my wife too. So what happens, he doesn't even know what he wants. From the beginning of the videos I said, you have to know what you want, but a lot of them in their minds are not well developed to a point where they know what they want, they have the values, they have the morals, they have the decency to respect themselves, but they don't. So he ended up bouncing like he was lost and hurting. And I was looking at him hurt, and I thought, you're hurting those two women, and yet you're the one in pain. That makes no sense. So the cheater does have psychological factors that are causing them to cheat, right? And a lot of them are sometimes situational. For example, situational reasons of cheating is the opportunity. You guys end up alone, everybody left the office. You guys start giggling about something dumb that happened, and that situation led to another and to another, and sooner or later you guys ended up doing something you weren't supposed to, ended up cheating. That's a situational, right? Another one is long distance relationships. If you have a long distance relationship, just don't have it. because it makes no sense to have long distance relationships. A relationship has to be a relationship. There has to be touch, there has to be hugs, there have to be kisses, there have to be intimacy, there has to be lunches, there has to be walks at the park, hiking, playing, watching a movie. Long distance relationships on the phone, FaceTiming, and all these crazy relationships that they built through these apps of dating apps, where many people end up in long distance relationships, makes no sense because it's out of the human nature, right? You're building an imaginary something there that you build it, and that's where that program came so famous, the catfish, because a lot of them are able to lie and make you believe they're someone that they're not, right? They even put fake pictures. So I am in a long distance relationship, and someone here can give me what you cannot give me because you're far. The cheater will take it, right? The cheater, because believe me, the cheater mentality is not like anyone else. It's a totally different specimen, right? And they have all this course going into their heads and all these reasons why they did it, right? Some of them, they even suffer for doing it. They have anxiety when they're out there thinking, oh, they're going to watch me, right? That anxiety that they're going to get caught, but still do it. And then sometimes you think, why? Wait a minute, but the wife was gorgeous, or the husband was so handsome. Why she went with this ugly person, or why did he go with this chubby or huge or whatever, less attractive than the wife or the husband or the girlfriend or the boyfriend? Why that happens? It's just because it happened. It was situational. It was, the opportunity was there, and this person was willing to do it. Oh, I'm married. I don't care. I don't care if you're married. So there's lots of hundreds of women who don't care if you're married or in a relationship. Hundreds of men who don't care if you're married or in a relationship. There's a man who fall in love with married women, and they're waiting for her to leave the husband. Someday she's going to choose me and leave him. You can wait sitting forever. That's not going to happen. Okay? That's not going to happen. Just not going to happen. And if she cheated on him, he's going to cheat on you. And that's just the way it is, right? And you are contributing to the whole mess, right? Drugs and alcohol is another situational one. You're drunk, you don't remember, you blanked out, you did it. But there is one that I left for the end, and I'll tell you why. I left it here. Morality situational. The morals are not there. Who am I to say you cheated, you have no morals, right? Am I judging you? Well, morals are something that have your soul feel this guilt that something is wrong. You come to the person that you marry, you kiss them and you eat with your children when you just came back from a hotel. That's immoral. So the morality of the cheater's mind is not there. They have a very low morality level. Low to the point that when they get caught, like the one that just got caught, that got viral, right, on the cam, that they got them hugging and all romantic. Why it went viral? Because so many people agree that that is an immoral act. That is an immoral act. And those people that cheat do not have morality in a way where they can feel that this is wrong. This is my children, this is my wife, this is my girlfriend, this is my boyfriend, this is my husband, this is my family, this is my home. It has nothing to do with religion and God and guilt and punishment and sin. It has to do with the only basic thing, that is your morals. If you have no morals, you can do many other things besides cheating. So if someone cheated on you, or you cheated on someone, analyze with all your might, your moral compass. Where is it? Why is it like that? Why did you accept to sleep with a married man or a married woman? Why? Where are your morals? Where is your dignity? Where is your value? Where is your sanctity? Where are you? Right? If you did that. Or even if you're dating someone that's married and you're hoping that they leave their wife or their husband. That's evil. You're trying to be happy on the unhappiness of breaking something for your happiness, breaking this marriage for your happiness. Oh, because he said they're not doing good, they fight a lot. She's not even pretty. She's a B. He's a B. He's horrible, man. Well, yeah, if they're bad in their marriage, let them leave that marriage, right? Instead of choosing to cheat, leave, right? Instead of choosing to cheat, leave. If the married man is with you or the married woman is with you, they are choosing to stay in their marriages. They're just being immorally towards you, but mainly towards the wife and the children. So the people who, if you, like for example, myself, I'm single. When someone approaches me, the first thing I want to know, are you freaking married? Because if you are in a relationship of any kind, oh yeah, but you know what, we're not doing really good, we're fighting all the time. I was like, don't even talk to me, don't even give me your number, don't even get close to me, don't even think of dating, don't even think of anything like that, because I'm not gonna do it. Because my moral compass is not because I'm all like, oh, I'm so nice and morally perfect. No, it's just because the consequences of hurting others is very, very, very big. If you ever built anything on the pain of others, is very big. The consequences are not only physical, but detrimental, right? You lose your home, you lose your family, you lose the respect of those that love you. You lose the respect of those that looked up to you at your work or at your home. Your children, they don't look at you the same. It's like, it's not worth it. It's not worth it, right? And I'm not here to say, oh, don't cheat. No, I was just analyzing and saying why people cheat, but mainly who cheats. The ones who cheat are the ones who really have their moral compass very low. And like I said, they have all these things like the self-esteem is low, like dissatisfaction, lack of commitment. None of it in those factors that I show you mention that the person who got cheated on, there's nothing wrong with them. If you got cheated on, there's nothing wrong with you. You're perfect. You're beautiful. You're amazing. That's why they don't leave you. They're afraid to leave you, but they still, since they're like immoral, have low self-esteem, have no commitment, have all these things that I mentioned, they cheat. But they don't want to lose the goal, right? And that's the reason why they stay. They don't leave the wife. They'll never leave the wife. Because she's the wife. She's a woman at home, right? But the cheater thinks in their head, I can get away with this. But in life, none of us, nobody can get away with anything. Not cheating, not stealing, nothing. Because everything that we do comes back. Everything that we say comes back. And I hope that this helps you at least to feel that if you got cheated, it's not your fault. And it's not you had nothing to do with it. But if there is someone or that's a cheater and watching, stop. Value what you have before you lose it, right? And I leave you this, because I always get all passionate about everything, with lots of care. And I really doing these videos because I care, and I hope that one day I make a difference somewhere. and one cheater says, oh my God, I'll never cheat again, something like that, right? And I care for you, and thank you so much for your support. Thank you for watching, and until the next video I see you. Bye bye.